No, you really just want to build a model, don't you? We're building a tank this time. You excited for that? Yeah, we're excited to build a tank. You want to play with the Tog when it's done? Is that the thing? All right, buddy, here. I'm gonna put you down for a few moments and we're gonna try to get this intro. And you're making my place all hairy. This little guy. I don't know what it is about cats and Metal Time models, but I'm here for it. Hey everyone, and welcome to Groove Builders, the show where we create together. I'm your host, Disorderlycone, and in this episode, we're going to be building the Metal Time World of Tanks Tog 2 and telling you everything you need to know to get this thing built successfully. If you're looking at this package and thinking to yourself, hey, that's a oddly small Metal Time model, well, yeah, you're right. This is their first entry into the smaller metal model category, and I'm super interested to see what they have in store for us. Just off the bat, this looks pretty simplistic, but I know that Metal Time cares a lot about the quality when it comes to their kits. Groovers, what kind of tools are we going to need to build this Tog to? How hard is it actually going to be, and how big will this whole thing end up being too? These are all great questions, and we're going to get the answers. Let's get down to the workbench and open up our package. And boom, just like that, we have all of our pieces needed here to build the Tog 2 tank from Metal Time. Let's go ahead and grab our first little part here. And what's really nice about this metal is a lot thicker than normal, which is kind of nice to handle, I'm not going to lie. But what we need to do is be a little bit more careful than normal just because we might actually have some of our parts break. Yes, thicker metal sometimes can break very easily and also misshape like I just did there. Luckily with pliers, it's a lot easier to fix misshapings. There we go. Go right to the line there and bend it back just like that. Same with the other side. I really like the look of this silver, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, there we go. Place that down. Now let's go ahead and grab this guy here, and we're gonna place some details on top first. Grab the tab right here, bend it down. All we want is a 90-degree bend there and there, okay? And for the other piece here, this guy right here, it goes on top. So let's aim this the right way. Let's orientate this to the proper direction, like that. And now we're gonna place our pieces in here. And with these, I'm going to twist them. There we go. There we go. That seems like a little bit of a stretch, which is kind of interesting. I didn't expect to see that on that particular side of things, but hey, nevertheless, we got it done. Now we got this guy to do. Let's use our long pliers for this. Go right to that edge and we're going to bend it down like that. Okay. A little more. Whoa. This is again, like what a weird, the metal is really nice, but it's just it's a little odd when you've been building with metal earth for a little bit there. I'm not going to lie. This should really straighten things out though. Okay, now we're going to do this. These guys are really nice because they have that flat top there. It makes it easy for us to be able to kind of settle everything up. Okay. Looks pretty good. Awesome. All right, let's bend everything down here now. Same thing. I'm not actually pressing these together so much as I'm letting the metal kind of fall into place. I'm really worried about these guys scratching the finish on this model. Pretty cool looking turret. Now we can grab the bottom here and we're going to poke out all of these tabs here. Now this should just go right in here. Let's bend these guys flat. Just because I think they're going to have to be pretty flush when we put this whole thing together here. Especially if that turret moves. Looking pretty good. Now let's do our base here. But before we fold the outside, we're going to insert all of that detail just to make sure everything is hunky-dory. We're going to bend this front down just a little bit here. These tabs are going to get a nice little bend on them. Again, because it's going to be on the front part, we want to make sure everything's nice and flat. And then we'll bend this back in place with a little bit of a slant, matching up the detail we just installed. Right about there should be good. Let's continue on with the other little bits of detail we need to install. These little boxes here. Make sure that little square in the center is visible. Or the rectangle, my apologies. There we go. Okay. We'll twist these guys because we're not going to see these ones and they shouldn't get in the way either. Bend these up. There we go. Nice little box here. And this box gets inserted in the bottom. There we go. Back little detail all finished up. Now let's insert our turret here, and we need to put one on the inside, two on the outside. And they all have to be lined up. So what we'll do is turn this guy upside down first. Place one in here to make sure that we actually have this all ready to go. There we go. Two. Now we place these through here. And we grab our last one. There we go. Awesome. And now, oh, that is cool. I love it. That moves so smoothly too. Guys, great work on this. So simple, so easy, but yet I absolutely love the little bit of detail that's there. Okay, now that we have all this detail, we can actually form these sides down now. Let's push this back here first, and then we'll bring the sides. go. Those tabs fold so nicely too. I really do like this metal. You know, I say it's a little tougher. It really is actually a little bit thinner than what we're used to. But it's tougher in a different way, and it's kind of hard to explain. Oh, I was off on here. It's also a little bit more forgiving in some ways too. It feels like it's easier to warp though, so that's something to know. There we go. That looks great. And yeah, it's actually pretty big, at least this one part of it. I wonder how the rest of it's going to come together. Let's continue on. More boxes, more boxes, more boxes. But this time we're going to bend them correctly. That little detail needs to be in the center here. We're basically surrounding it. And you can see that I'm getting a little bit of a bowing action when I'm using these. So I'm going to try to avoid that in the future. At least that's the plan here. Grab our little piece here, flip it upside down. I'm always a big fan of installing the detail first and then forming the bigger parts. That just makes it a lot easier for us to be able to get all the details in place. There we go. And now we can bend this down. But actually, again, we're going to bend the back down first. Looks pretty good to me. Maybe want to push these tabs down a little bit more, but we'll actually use that. Oops, our back here isn't in. Okay, there we go. Excellent. Now that we got this little piece of detail done, we can work on the bigger side here. This looks really kind of interesting too. We have detail on this side, so I'm going to say, if anything, we're bending it down like this, okay? But before we go too far with our bending, we're actually going to do the other bits of detail first, including our track piece, which I think is going to be pretty interesting to do. Let's go ahead and grab this guy here. I'm going to use my tape. Whoa. Okay, maybe not. That detail there does not want to do that. Okay, so we're going to do this. Okay, we're going to go right to the line here, and we're going to bend. The reason we have all these little waves here is because, well, I did multiple bends with my pliers. If I had something a little bit longer, it would be a lot better to use in this case, but for right now, I think it's okay. It's going to be on the bottom, so I'm not entirely too worried about that, but we still have the top piece to do, don't we? Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Go. Excellent. And now, let's see what happens if I grab this. Like that. Cool. Okay, that looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Let's see if I can do one of these little guys. Yeah, not bad at all. All right. Okay, now this gets attached onto here. Go. Just kind of giving these guys a nice little twist. I'm also making sure that they're out of the way of the holes that we'll be putting the tracks into right now. Let's go ahead and see how these guys go. I'm a little concerned about it. Let's see. Okay. Looks like these guys go here. No, it doesn't. That's so confusing. I don't understand. Huh. It looks like they meet here. So if that's the case, but it can't be because it doesn't work. There we go. Finally got that track in. That was not easy. I mean, it was pretty easy to form. It was not easy to get into place, though, I'll say that. And now that we have this, let's go and do the twists. I am pressing on it, just for the record, because I do want these tabs to be in as much as possible. There we go. And now let's figure out that other side real quickly here. Nope. There we go. Excellent. Okay. Now that we got that one side finished, we need to do the other side. This will be a lot faster because we know what to do now. So we're going to grab this right here without dropping and scratching everything, preferably. Take our tweezers, using them as a brake. We're going to grab this piece of metal right here, bend it back just like that. Come over to the other side and straighten it all out. Very good. Now for the long piece, same thing. Taking it all the way as long as we can, lining it up with the line. Taking a nice little bend there, coming back to the other side. And when we grab the other side, like that, boom. Very nice 90-degree bend, or should be a really nice 90-degree bend. Place this guy on the interior insertion holes, not the exterior ones. Grab our track. Make sure we're on the right side of the tracks. There we go. Excellent. Now we can bend these nice big hunks of metal on each side straight down. Looking beautiful. I love this. Bend these guys slightly down. Okay, you know what? Oh, shoot. These tabs are unfortunately going to get in the way, so we will have to bend them down. That's the problem. Unfortunately, there are no bending instructions to know how to do our tabs, so we have to kind of guess everything, and sometimes you can guess right and sometimes you can guess wrong. That should be decent enough. This is a really cool build. I like this one. Okay. This goes inside, but first we need this goes on. Take these tabs here, bend them down. Cool. Now this should all line up if I did it correctly. What's the dealio with that? I'm confused about how that's going to go on, but I guess we're going to see in a moment. I'm going to grab these guys here, do a twisty twisty. Genuinely curious about how that's going to work. I'm genuinely curious. Okay. Now we take this guy, and somehow Oh, they share. Okay. So do that. That. They share. I see. Okay. I actually like that. That's kind of cool. It's just a little harder to get them all in there. But we did it, guys. We got it. Okay, let's do this. Cool. That looks actually way cooler than I thought it would. Look, let's get that in there. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that looks awesome. Okay, now we're gonna get these guys here. Okay. Awesome. There we go. That looks so cool. The final piece going on here, just the base. Let's see if we can get this successfully on. Okay. Again, using your pliers is a little bit overkill for this, but at the same time, it's effective. Go. There we have it, our Tog 2 all complete.